Welcome to Joburg Today. I'm your host, Leroy Viage. How many of us have old cell phones, electrical gadgets, and laptops lying around the house? Now, one solution to this is to obviously recycle them, and Marisa shows you how.
When dying or falling out of favor, electronics like this becomes e-waste and potentially dangerous. Apparently, a recycling send-off is better than a rubbish bin burial. Let's find out. Goodbye, old friend.
One should recycle all electronic waste responsibly because it is now illegal to place it into a rubbish bin, and there's some very serious fines ranging for up to 10 million or 10 years or both.
These devices contain a combination of hazardous substances like mercury and arsenic, as well as valuable materials like gold and aluminium. E-waste recycling is therefore dangerous and specialized. Some of the safest e-scrap recycling journeys in Africa start at containers like this, run by world-class e-waste recycler, Desco electronic recycler and mass retailer Macro.
It makes good sense for us to get involved in assisting our customers to safely and responsibly dispose of their e-waste. We can offer a convenient take-back facility, and working with Desco, we're able to ensure that the products are safely disposed of and recycled appropriately. And typically we take between 130 and 140 tons of post-consumer e-waste each year.
The size of the e-waste problem is very difficult to depict, but in this country we generate approximately 360,000 tons of e-waste, which is the same as 360,000 one-ton bucky loads of e-waste. Or alternatively, worldwide, approximately 55 million tons of e-waste is generated annually, which makes it the fastest growing waste stream in the world today.
In the meantime, my laptop and other has-been devices arrived at Desco's recycling facility.
When it arrives here at Desco, it gets weighed, offloaded, dismantled, and then recycled. Glass containing lead is a problematic fraction that cannot be recycled, and we take it to a highly hazardous landfill site.
And this is now the last of how I will remember my good old friend. Here, recycling takes place according to internationally accepted standards and practices.
South Africa compares very favorably compared to the rest of the world when it comes to managing our e-waste, in terms of the fact that we are achieving recycling rates of up to 98% of the devices that come in. At least 98% is recycled versus around 73 to 75% in countries like Europe.
Although Desco gives a rebate to people dropping off e-scrap at their plant, this is not always the case all over South Africa.
All of the fractions are recovered, so the low value fractions or the hazardous fractions are then treated in a compliant fashion by the accredited recycler. And that is the main reason why consumers should not expect to get anything back for that, because to do that compliantly or in a legal fashion is a very expensive exercise, and they have very big infrastructure in place to do so.
And at the end of the process, clean fractions are trucked off to internationally accredited specialist recyclers. Marisa de Klerk, Joburg Today.
Like us on Facebook, that's joburgtoday.tv. Follow us on Twitter at Joburg Today. Now, if you're on the move, pockettv.mobi. That's pocket with an I. Reusing household water and harvesting of it is highly recommended during drought season. And Joburg Today got some tips on how to do that.
Harvesting and reusing water are not foreign concepts. Using this water in the right manner could help your garden ride out the droughts in the long and the short run.
First of all, you can water harvest. There's various methods of that. There's passive water harvesting, just the way you landscape your garden. There's also water harvesting by using your grey water. And what's important about the grey water is not to use anything that comes from the toilet as such, which is called black water. Some of the points to bear in mind when using grey water from the household is to use biodegradable detergents with your dishes and with your dish washer and that kind of thing. And then also that when you're putting it into your garden, not to use it in the same place all the time. Move it around, and I wouldn't suggest that you actually use it on vegetables if you can help it. Another important factor with the household water is to try and reduce any fat and grease and that sort of stuff that comes out from the kitchen.
When watering your garden or when it rains, chances are a lot of the water just runs off, ending up in the stormwater system. Passive rain and stormwater harvesting addresses this and can help watering one's garden in a more sustainable manner. It has all to do with the landscaping below the plants, which in essence mimics nature.
So passive stormwater harvesting is about designing the landscape in order for the runoff to slow down, giving the water a chance to percolate into the ground, opening up the soil profile and bringing life to the soil. The deeper that water goes in, you actually will raise the water profile in your garden over time. Of course, it does take time to establish. It may take up to 3 seasons to really start having a proper impact on your property, but the immediate impact is that you are slowing your runoff, stopping soil erosion on your property, which is going to further worsen the drought conditions in your garden.
According to Ash, creating and implementing a passive garden water harvesting system is not expensive, but could require a lot of time and effort. Luckily, putting the basics in place is quick and easy, with benefits starting the next time you water your garden.
Look at areas on your property that have high runoff rates, and then look at some way of slowing that water down. Whether it's building a little retainer wall out of rocks, using compost and mulch so that when that water flow comes, it pools up. The idea is to create lots of little pools, slow the flow of water down and allow it to go into the ground. Another example, if you've got a slope, you don't want the water to run off your bed. That's a waste of water. Put an edge on all of your beds, and that will slow the water and make sure it goes into the ground. But eliminate water flow as much as possible, and that's really the key.
In the meantime, while waiting for the big rains, one can kickstart the harvesting process by using grey water and watering gardens as water restrictions allow. Marisa de Klerk, Joburg Today.
My name is Shane, the Duke Wellington, also known as MC Dookie in the house, and you're watching Joburg Today.
Well, that's it for today's show. I leave you with Stealth Ulvang Denim.
Back in ETV.
Oh, I thought I saw you talking about a slump down shoulder. I don't think you missed it the first time. Don't fire off your problems, no, I'm not gonna stop them. I don't think you missed them at all. If you ever hear me crying, ignore it all, deny it. It's just another trouble of mine. Slow flowing salt water, tides churning, cake batter, burn a candle, and the wax gonna fall into mine this time. We got, baby, savor the time with you, my gal. Cause the love on the line it eventually dries. Lately my blues are fading, and love me like your denim, hold me like you're in them, it'll keep me around. Piece together my emotions, I won't open and close them like this bottle that I pulled from a shelf. Top dollar, dirty water, yeah, I got it from my father. Take it further than you do with yourself. Take a photo of the country, take a Polaroid without me, and I'll paint around the blues and the greens. Burnt edges, dusted fingers, trembled fingers, dusted tortoise. It's a picture of this whole self-esteem. And mine this time, we got, baby, savor the time with you, my gal. Cause the love on the line, it eventually dries. Lately my my blues are fading. And love me like your denim, hold me like your enemy to keep me around. My love on the line, it eventually dries. Lately my blues are fading, and love me like your denim, hold me like your enemy, to keep me around. Yeah, love me like your denim, hold me like your enemy, to keep me around. Yeah, love me like your denim, and hold me like your enemy,